Hey Google, restart video.
God sent a man on a mission, blessed him with wisdom and vision, locked out of heaven's division, earth ordinary man's prison. Born to sin, with a face big tin, bottle of gin in possession, takes a licking, keeps on ticking. He is a man on a mission.
Hey Google, stop. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. I'm your host, Harold Sullivan. Great for technology, right? I'm blind, in case y'all haven't tuned in. I lost my sight about 3 years ago, in case y'all haven't tuned in before. And I was born with an autoimmune disease, uh, and I wasn't supposed to make it long. But, I've been in a wheelchair since I was a child, and I'm going to be 46 here soon. All betting on that. But that's our new theme there, Man on a Mission. And it's the SPP band. Check it out on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. And if you want to check out other past episodes of the Sullivan Project podcast, or if you want to be on the show, leave comments, rate, like, whatever, share, follow. Uh, you know, we appreciate nothing's for sale here. You know what I mean? So I'm not buying subscribers. I don't, publicize. It's just if someone hits the share or like or copies a link and pastes it, thank you. So you can find us on YouTube and TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78. Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. I'm still a little under the weather, I guess we can call it that way, but for about 6 months I've had this period of nonstop stuff, one right after the other. And it's like, oh my gosh, you just think you've made it so far, and things will be easier, but sometimes they're not. You can also email hs19782015 at outlook.com, and you can call 724-513-1472. If you want to be on the show, leave a voicemail. We do audio or video, so I can just record your voice and do an interview or just talk about whatever paranormal, supernatural, metaphysical. Paranormal, spiritual, metaphysical, paranormal, supernatural, and then regular stuff. Movies, TV, art, sports, local stuff, life, family, whatever. We all have a story. Everyone has a story. You can't judge a book by its cover. So come on here and just chill and talk. All kinds of stuff. We're coming up on 200 episodes soon. So I'm going to keep going as long as I can. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate people leaving comments on even older episodes recently, which is great. That means people are checking us out on YouTube. We got 135 subscribers as of the moment. And this is a little bit after Halloween when I'm going to put this on and record it. But it's always spooky season around here, So we got a couple of deaths recently I got to talk about. Some celebrities. One of the fellows from One Direction. I don't want to mess up the name, and I'm not sure, the circumstances, but he's passed away recently. And also Quincy Jones, the producer, the great guy. Most people know him for working with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, but he did so many movies, and just albums, and just. But yeah, those two there. It's just, we got a couple things to talk about here, and then we're going to talk to Chris about some scary movies. Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was Bible 17, two creepy stories, jack-o'-lantern. Is that the one
Ziggy,
you want
stop.
to delete?
Ziggy, stop. I'm not even asking to delete stuff, but that's how. But that's how I take notes. I listen to audio books. So yeah, I just started my 17th time in the audio Bible, and I just got it a little over 3 years ago. I actually finished it in a month this last time, 87 hours. So that's about 3 hours a day almost. I used to do around an hour a day, but I'm just like, I just been just putting it on nonstop. Just it makes me feel a certain type of way, and it will too. It will for you, if it's the right time. And like I said, I've been going through lots. We'll talk about my troubles a little bit here. Uh, Two creepy stories. First, let's talk about jack o' lanterns. Okay, this is what I've heard. This is where jack o' lantern came from, like the lanterns that they used to carry with a light in them. Okay, so there was a guy Jack, I guess, that made a deal with the devil or the devil tried to make a deal for his soul. He outsmarted him every time to where he could never try again, and he could never have his soul. So Jack dies and goes to heaven and can't get in. And then Jack goes to hell and can't get in there either because he says, "Hey, we got a contract. You can never get in there. I can't get your soul." So he's has to walk in the dark with this lantern that he takes uh, and turn up, I guess, turn up, however you say it, because they used to carve those before pumpkins. They're like a so pumpkin carving we actually stole from other countries, just like a lot of Christmas, Easter traditions, all kinds of other stuff we stole from other countries. Halloween too. Uh, they used to carve turnips over there. They're like potato-looking things, he put it in the lamp, and it was a jack o' lantern, and he carried it around. So that's the Halloween story. Also, I got two very creepy stories that I've heard. I don't know if they're true or not, but there's lots of podcasts and stuff if you're into this kind of thing. So the first one is this couple goes to this bar. There's some cars outside late at night or whatever one night, and inside they're having a good time, and they notice a big painting on the wall with like older style clothing and people having fun. There's a pool table and stuff in there. It's like modern inside. And then later on, they start to notice when they look at the figures and the paintings that they're they resemble the same people that are in there. They're just in different clothes, I guess. And then and before they leave, they see themselves in the painting. So get that one there. That's a little bit creepy. And they leave it. But there's imagine that. Also, here's another one. There's a lady. She sees this thing in the mirror. In the 60s, 70s, whatever it is, and behind her, like a face with no eyes, like dark, where the eyes should be, long, stringy, like silver hair. Uh, and she's afraid of it because the whole Bloody Mary and all that. It only happens once, though. She almost forgets about it, right? Like 50 years later, she's shopping or something, whatever, drops her keys outside her car to get in, looks in the glass and sees the same face again. But then she realizes when she's looking at it, she's wearing sunglasses and it's her face. She's the one with the long silver scraggly hair. So get that one. What do you call that? So Ziggy, what are my stickies? Hey Ziggy, what are my stickies?
Your last note was
Ziggy,
17.
what are my stickies?
I found 22 notes.
I got some lyrics
First
on there
note,
too.
Bible 17, two creepy stories, Jack o' Lantern. Second note, Predator, American Psycho, Superman, One Direction, Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Third note, don't make me angry.
Ziggy, stop. Yeah, if you want to check out any of the SPP band, is what we're calling the band for now. Check out them YouTube and TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78, Facebook, Harold Sullivan period 35. Also, we got some news. New Predator movie, Predator Badland. Predator had been good since Predator 2, so I don't know why they keep jumping back and forth with these movies and just leaving them. You know what I mean? The last few they've done that. Also, American Psycho remake. I've heard. I don't know why they're going to do that or who they're going to get to play the lead. Spoiler: maybe they'll do a female like in the second one, which was actually Mila Kunis. A lot of people don't know there was an American Psycho 2. Uh, and that's really the only thing I liked. what's his name? That played the lead American Psycho. Christian Bale. I didn't like him really as Batman or Bruce Wayne. He was okay as Bruce Wayne, but you know, so American Psycho. I could believe that's it. You know what I mean? And then also Superman Legacy, which I think was the name of a fan film on YouTube years ago. But there's a new movie, new Superman, new Lois. Can't see him, don't know what they look like because I'm blind. So I don't know if they're going for the Christopher Reeve or what they're going to do. Hopefully they go back to that. Maybe do that kind of music. I don't know. To me, he was Superman. You know what I mean? You believed a man could fly back then. And my hips bothering me, so that's why I'm moving here. We're going to get into that here too. But yeah, when I was a kid, I always dreamed I could fly and all that, and I still do. And or I leave my body anyway. And astral projection, yeah. So so let me get into how sick I've been recently. Oh my gosh, going back 6 months. I had an ear infection. Still don't know if it's cleared, but in both ears for at least 4 or 5 months. Uh, oh man, I had so much body pains. I just hurt my tooth recently. Part of it fell off, and then I was kept catching my tongue and my mouth on it, chewing. What else here? I was getting sick from the ear infections. Uh, and then I actually got, I passed 3 kidney stones recently, which was bothering me for a long time. I thought I was done. I don't know. And that was all at once. And there might have been more. It might have been pieces of the same one. I'm not sure. There might still be more in there, but I'm eating again somewhat, but not like I used to. I mean, this is all just recently. And now I got a cut under my hip and knee where I sit all day on both 2 different spots that I can't relieve off of because I have to sit in the wheelchair during the day. So this has all just been in the last 6 months. The ear infections and the kidney stones was the worst thing. I'm sure there's more of that. I just can't, you know. My mouth was getting raw from the THC gummies, and my lips, and they're still dried out. My lips and stuff. They don't tell you that, and that might have been contributed to why I got the kidney stones. So much sugar. So, so this has all been the last few months. You know what I mean? My goddaughter Adeline's birthday is at the end of November, and Gabriella. I looked up her name recently, or I googled it, or Ziggy'd it, whatever, and it comes from. I knew it was spiritual. You know, I knew it was an angel name, but it's derived from Gabriel. So we have Gabriella, and Gabriel is an angel, real good in the Bible, real high up there. Uh, and the name means derived from God, mother of many nations. So I told Danny that. God bless him. We got the 2 babies under 2. Yeah. Well, one just turned 2, and the other one's about to turn 1. Goodness gracious. I love them though. They're my God babies. So we got that. Hey, Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, derived from God Mother of many nations.
Yeah.
Second, Eruption Cat First Crossovers Reality TV. Third, Supernatural Dark Side Feel and Heal Reasons to Time Travel.
Okay, I came up with a new Sullyism, feel and heal. That means no matter what, feel it. And you will heal on one level or another, no matter what. When you ignore it or you choose not to feel, then that's when you're cutting off your growth as a person, a human, spiritual being, all that. Let's see here. Also, I mentioned we did crossover, movie and TV crossovers recently on a podcast. I'm not sure if I mentioned about the Abbott Costello, about how they met Werewolf and a few things. I guess you could call those crossovers, and Frankenstein, Werewolf, and then we did time travel podcasts, a few of those. So I wanted to mention some reasons to time travel. You know, well, I guess to save someone, to change history, to just observe. You know what I mean? To live longer. You know, hit me up with comments on what reasons would people have to time travel. You know what I mean? And see, we got time travel. We got Dark Side of the Ring. Or Dark Side of Reality TV. Yeah, they got a couple more episodes of that on. They just did Real Housewives. They did what else here? The House Makeover, Extreme, whatever. They did the kitchen one with the Gordon Ramsay yelling at people all the time. Uh, it's hilarious, but I like his Dark Side of Reality TV. It's called, and Survivor too. They did that one. So I'm waiting to see if they do a Real World or any of those Big Brother, because they're telling you what happens really behind the scenes, like from the people that are on there, you know. Uh, and we're gonna do some more supernatural soon too. So always supernatural around here. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, derived from Godmother of Many Nations. Second, Eruption Cat First Crossovers Reality TV. Third,
Okay.
Supernatural Dark Side Feel and Heal Reasons to Time Travel.
Okay. And then yeah, cat. Okay, now this is very interesting. Ever since my sister's one cat, I never jumped on cats or animals before. Passed away. He's all black. He was all black. I've dreamt about him. I even thought I fell on him a few times, like walk around and jump on my bed and stuff. He used to do. That was a while back, and he died a few years ago now. And then, but I dream about him, but he doesn't speak. He just like takes me places. Like we just go places. Like I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why. But anyway, the next day or two, I woke up with these huge three scratches, not four, two, one, whatever. I'm not going to elaborate on them. Down, going diagonally down my chest. There's no way I could have did it because I couldn't scratch it. I mean, I would have felt that right away. I didn't feel it until I was itching, and then I was felt the scratches. Uh, and they weren't cat scratches though; they were almost like human size. So I've had scratches before, and I thought were mysterious, but not like this. Uh, put some of my oil on there though, my essential oils I've been making, and a couple of days later, scratches are gone. And usually that kind of stuff will burn, so I don't recommend just throwing that on. But I just did it, and it didn't hurt. It actually, I mean, they were gone, like almost like nothing there. Uh, so yeah, I do, man. I've been making essential oils since I lost my sight. So, and we got swag for the podcast, hats, pens, bumper stickers, stuff I paid to have made. If y'all want any, all I ask is for shipping, and I'll send them free. Send essential oils for free. They're like 1 ounce bottles, and I do have some that's in roll-ons too, like sample size. So, but God bless and love y'all. And like we like to say, love is a choice, and so is to hate. Oh, actually, let me mention this book before I go here. Uh, it's called Eruption. Okay, I mentioned it before. It just came out. It's probably going to be a movie. And it was Michael Crichton and Patterson, because Crichton passed away, and it was one of his last unfinished projects. So it's good, and spoilers till the very end. That's all I'm going to say. So they'll probably change that for a movie. And out of the hundreds of audio books, I'm not kidding, I've listened to since I lost my sight. Only since I lost my sight in the last 3.5 years, 3 years, a little over 3 years. Uh, I've never been so disappointed at the end. But it's about a volcano, and it's very good. I mean, you could tell it could be a movie because some of the characters, and the odds are there'll be one of the Chris's will be in there. You know, what is it? Chris Pine, Chris uh, Evans, Chris Pratt, or Chris Hemsworth, or somebody, maybe even Arnold. You know, we're going to talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger here coming up in the podcast. So yeah, love is a choice, and so is to hate. No kitty cats. All right, Chris. What's up? We got Chris here. What's up, Chris?
What's up?
Kitty cats, all kinds of weird stuff. I was talking about earlier. Uh, felt something tapping on my bed a couple of times the other night in the middle of the night. You probably never had. Do you ever feel? Do you ever swear if it's like somebody just like trying to get your attention? You know what I mean? Like just touch the bed real quick when you're sleeping. It's just weird. If you, I've been feeling that for a long time. Just little weird things like that I pick up, and there's nobody there, but it literally feels like someone's just like they're like, hey, wake up, play. You know, touch. They just touch the bed real quick, like, and you can feel it shake, and there's nobody there. But I've had that happen a couple of times lately, and a couple other things. Just there's a lot of energy going around, I think, and that causes things to happen, and people might blame certain things, and it's not really that. It's just you're actually causing things to happen with your energy, and then you're confused why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but let's talk about this. Just see here, what we doing? What's going on with the Penguins here?
They lost their last 3 games.
Jesus, all in a row. Okay. Yeah, Chris is kind of the sports guy too, right? You know, you're up with the Penguins and the Steelers. You probably know
And the
more about
Steelers
the
won big.
Pirates
Yeah.
too than I do, but you're all three, right? You do Pirates too?
On occasion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll know about what's going on with them. I don't really do. I went to.
Pirates, they haven't made the.
They haven't done nothing in forever. I went to a couple games when I was young. That's the only actually sporting event I ever went to was a couple baseball games with that Make-A-Wish Foundation. They had the Pirate games, you know what I mean? But I've never been to an actual like hockey game, ice hockey, football, none of that. But the Steelers did get a win. So what are they now? 4-2,
5-2.
5-2. Well, watch what happens now, right? How many did they win in a row? 2 or 3?
3.
Okay. What I always say about the Steelers, they win a couple, they lose a couple, right? So when they just won, they did the same thing right this year, right? They won a couple, then they lost like 2 or 3. Now what? They won 3 in a row. Now let's see what happens. I'm sure shocked and surprised that they're. Who did the other guy come back into the quarterback? Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, yeah.
Okay, because he was hurt right the whole time up till now. So he actually came in and got a win. Danny's team is the Jets, so you know he wasn't. Oh, did you see what's up with Aaron Rodgers? Did you hear? Did you see what happened there?
No, I didn't.
He's eating his boogers on video.
What?
Yeah, I mean it's on ESPN and everything
Oh, God.
today. I imagine they showed it during the game. I guess you missed that second. But they said they actually showed him picking his booger, eating it, and then wiping his fingers on the towel. And then,
That's disgusting.
and he's trying to say he didn't get anything, but he was looking for it. Well, kids do that. I mean, there are people that do that. It's a habit. It's like chewing your nails. But when you know there's millions of people watching you on TV, did he just actually make a little tiny mistake, or did he just not doing it? It just looks like that. You know what I mean? But everybody's laughing, saying Aaron Rodgers eats his boogers, and I'm like, this is just, Lord Jesus. That's all they got to talk about on football on Tuesday morning, right? No, what is today? Wednesday. Good God.
Yeah.
Oh, when did that happen? Sunday.
I don't know.
That happened Sunday night, right? The Steelers. So they've been talking about it for a couple of days. Wow. Okay.
That'll give us something to talk
That
about.
just shows you, though. You know what I mean? But the Penguins, well, and they're not doing good. I mean, they're okay. They're about what they are. Malkin's still doing the same thing, dropping passes to the other team. High sticking people in the face, right? He's clumsy with his stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I've been watching the games.
He takes a
Yeah.
lot of penalties. He's been doing the same thing for years. I don't understand What about Yager? Is Yager around?
I haven't seen him or heard from him.
They haven't shown him on video at all. Said nothing about him the whole season.
Nope. Nothing.
Because remember you said he got a job with the front office.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because
Well,
I don't know who if they made that up or what they did with that. I don't know.
no, because I remember Bork talked about it on the radio saying that was going to happen. So, I guess he don't want to be in the spotlight. You know, he ain't gonna be out in public. Yeah, I used to talk to a lady down the street here. That's where she dated Yarmir Yager, and I almost believed her. I mean, at the time, I did believe her, even though I never saw him and stuff. And it was crazy, though. You know what I mean? Because just listen. I'll just tell you the short version, right? So I used to pet this collie, right? You know, the border collie, like Lassie, the dog. There was a dog down the street in the fence, and I used to pet, reach in, and the dog would put a snout out, and I'd pet the dog every day. Didn't know the owner or anything in the house. And then one day the owner, Annie, comes out and starts talking to me, and she saw me playing street hockey outside and stuff. Anyway, this lady don't come out the yard. She's one of them, like, stays in the house. The windows are all covered and everything. Almost like she's hiding from people. So she comes up with a story about, oh, yeah, she dates Yarmir, or used to date Yarmir Yager, and he used to bring her money and all these things, and come visit her in a black SUV and park in the back, and nobody even knew he was in there. He'd come in the garage and be downtown Alpha, Pennsylvania. I'm like, oh, I can't imagine this dude. This dude who's, but she's talking about in the early 90s, like when he first came over. You know what I mean? And I don't know how they met at a convention or something. Because her and her mom were nuts, like fans, like they used to go to every kind of thing they could go to, and they even had season tickets. See, this is what got part of the story got me, because they showed me they showed me pictures of them on the bench next to the goalie. Literally, they had season tickets right on the end, like front row, and you could see the goalies at the end, like the backup goalies, and her and her mom. So they had season tickets, which cost a lot of money. So I don't know how they could afford that on their own, right? As one for one, right? For two, they had all these pictures and stuff. She had all this memorabilia and pictures of her and Yarmir Yager together. And they were professional photos, though. They weren't like with a camera, a snap. They were like actually. But again, she could have just went to events and took pictures. You know what I'm saying? There's ways. I don't know. But this is what she said. You know what I mean? But and then she just said I couldn't date him anymore because he didn't want to be faithful, and he wanted many women in his country, and they have many wives, and he's like, I don't know about that. If you're dating Yarmir Yager, you ain't gonna, or you're around here, you ain't gonna care how many women he got. As long as he's bringing you money and paying your bills, that's all she wanted. And she did have a brand new hot tub sitting in there that wasn't even out of the box yet either. So, like I said, all these things led me to believe that she might have dated Yager or something, but maybe she just was a obsessed fan, right? So leading into that,
it's hard to say.
yeah, she even had props from that movie Sudden Death. You know, the little penguins.
Yeah, I got that movie Sudden Death somewhere. I don't know whether.
Yeah, the little stuffed penguins that were in there, right, in the movie. She had a bunch of them. She got them from the movie set, her props. She said left over. She said that they met Lemieux and they used to know all these players and Brasso and all these things they used to tell me about. Yeah, and they mentioned Brasso because Brasso had a handicapped child, which I remember something about. I don't know. But what did you think of that movie, Sudden Death? Now, you remember Van Dam?
Right.
Van Dam was in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now they had a guy named Yager on the ice, one of the Pittsburgh Penguins, 68 Yager, but he didn't have a mullet. So I'm thinking, why why do all that and then not give him the hair? You know what I mean? Unless there was there was a reason why, a trademark, or they just didn't, they just overlooked that. Like, why would, because there's like scenes in the movie, where the players are skating by, and they show one that's Yager a few times, 68, but he don't have the long hair. And Yager always had the long hair until the very, very end, and he still was pretty long. So, and then there was a couple other players, like who was real? Luc Robitaille was real in there. Uh, there wasn't really any real hockey players in the movie. Brad Tolliver was in there, right, the goalie. He wasn't even a real player. But,
Yeah.
at one point, Tolliver was 35, and who was Reagan, I guess, was 31. I think Reagan might have been in there, actually. It wasn't
I don't know if it was a real Reagan.
it wasn't a real one, but it was his name and number. That's what I don't understand. You know what I mean? How they can use that. There was no Lemieux, though, right? Or was there a Lemieux? I don't remember them saying Lemieux, but I remember them saying Stevens, right? Robitaille.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the real Kevin. Was it real Kevin Stevens?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, but Robitaille was. I think he might have been
Robitaille was, yeah.
He might have been the only real. That was confusing. Why didn't they just go all out, right? But at one point, both goalies had the name number 31. I don't know. At one scene, when the goalie came out, I think it was when Van Dam came out in the goalie outfit. It was some kind of error, and it said Tolliver, but it was 31 instead of 35 or something. And I was like, well, how do you leave this in the movie? How do you have two goalie jerseys with a different name but different same number? You know, like there's a mistake. You know, and then the part where the helicopter comes crashing down is just terrible, right? The CG and all that. Even for back then, that was terrible. Like it comes crashing down towards the ice, it just looks like it's green screened. You know, the Civic Arena.
Yeah.
And it's hockey night in Pittsburgh, but it's on ESPN Hockey Night, right? That doesn't make sense either. So I mean, they tried, you know, and I like the whole plot and all that. I like the part with the water gun. You know what I'm talking about? He says, "What are you gonna do? Drown me, or something?" And he has lighter fluid in it, right? He freaking burns that dude alive.
Yeah, burns that dude's face. Yeah.
That's cool. Melanie Van Dam. See, I like that. That's one of his best movies, in my opinion, acting, like, because he's a father and stuff. And he told that boy, "You don't get up, even if the place is falling down around you." And he went and freaking did all that to save his kids. You know what I mean? That's something. But we're gonna talk a little bit about how about some Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I got some stuff for just some theories and maybe a couple of stuff to stringers here. Remember I told you I checked out Friday the 13th 3D the other day. Did you see it, the original one in the theater?
What, 3D?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't get to either? I didn't either. Back with the red and blue glasses, right? Were they red and blue or green? I don't remember what color.
I don't know. I think they're red and blue.
They're red and blue cardboard glasses, yeah. Because I did a review of that and I was saying how you could see the strings and stuff in the movie still, you know what I mean? Holding up the wire like the snake and, was it a snake? I think it was a snake. And then the part with the yo-yo coming down, and then the part with the fishing line when what's her name gets shot in the eye with the is that Vera? Who gets shot in the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see it going down the fishing line, right? You can see the spear. You can see the fishing line right there while it's hooked. But that's the only way they could do that back then. But yeah, I wonder if you've seen that. But it's one of my favorite ones still, though. You know what I mean? Out of all, out of originals, Part 3 is one of my top ones. It's probably because it's one of the first couple, and that's where Jason gets his mask, right?
He didn't get his mask till Part 3.
And then I like where that old guy is. He says there were other parts of the body. Where he's like, it's an eyeball. Shelly don't care either, does he? He's like, what is that? It's an eyeball. Shelly just picks up anything and touches stuff. But you know that girl wasn't gonna do nothing with him. She's like, we'll talk when I come back in. You know. And why'd she steal his wallet anyway? Did she steal his wallet?
She had it at the groceries. Remember at the grocery store where the bikers started their...
Oh, okay. And then when she went outside, she reached in and remembered she had it?
Yeah, she forgot to give it back to him.
Yeah. See? Because I was thinking she done stole that dude's wallet. He's complaining about giving change for 20, right? Because it was 18-something. And they kept the change. It was only 20. But dang, $1 something was a lot back in the 80s. It still is. You know? So I got a couple things here. So, let's see here. And Dream Warriors on Nightmare on Elm Street 3, whenever the worm comes out and it's eating Kirsten, and Nancy's there, and it looks, you know, they catch eye, the worm, and what it's, I think it spits. I forget if it spits her out. Then but what it says, he looks at Nancy and says something.
You.
Yep, you, right, Freddie? Wasn't that that was sick? That was one of the best moments. You know, I like that, and I like the part where they're fighting. Well, it's Freddy's bones, right? And then he's in a dream world, like he's going back and forth because they're trying to desecrate his bones in real life to get rid of him. and he's in the dream world trying to fight off the kids. You know, that was pretty cool how they did that. The stop motion was cheesy though with the skeleton. That's how they did that too back then. Remember Neil, the doctor, fighting the skeleton that he dug up? Talk
Yeah, I
about
remember
draw.
that.
Talk about going through something for your girl, right? I'm gonna go dig up my girl's ex murderer, whatever, his bones and try to save her from dreams. So he goes through all that, right? And let's see, I had one other one here. Uh, I think I might have already asked you that. Let's see here. How about we do? And Freddy's dead. Uh, the boy with no memories and an orphanage, right? With what's her name, Karen, who ends up being Freddy's quote unquote daughter.
Catherine.
Catherine, that's right. That didn't really matter, right? Eh, Freddy never had a daughter, and all of a sudden he had one. But the boy says, I'm his child. She remembers me. And then what does Catherine say?
She remembers me. She remembers everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, she remembers. She says something. She remembers me. She remembers you. She remembers half other dozen invisible children or something. Something like that. That lady's just going around like acting like the kids are still there, taking care of them in the daycare. Freddy Dent was creepy. You know what I mean? It was just too corny too. I don't know. But I like that whole part where there's no kids left, like you said. Roseanne and Tom she just wants to take them home. He's like, you can't bring them. They bring him. You know. And who was that John? You know, John Doe. I mean, a lot of people thought it might have been Jacob, Alice's son, but uh, you know, but he wouldn't have been that old or something. The age might not have worked out. I don't know, because it could have been him. You know what I mean? He had amnesia, so you don't know who he was or where he came from. But okay, so I got a couple of theories here for you, and I wanted to get your thoughts here before we go. I remember everyone loves a choice and so is the hate, and everyone has a story, and you can't judge a book by its cover. We all got crap, you know what I mean? So don't ever wish you was someone else. Deal with what you can, and and just be unconditional love to people, because what you do put out, you get back no matter what. And don't ever want to have a reason to be in pain or suffering by causing it to others. You know. So I got a question here. Do you ever think about this? Okay, and Friday the 13th Part 5, right? Uh, the dude says Jason was cremated, right? The sheriff. And the sheriff, isn't that the guy from Spaceballs? I just remembered that recently. The
That
guy.
was the mayor said. The
Or,
mayor said his body was cremated. He's nothing but a handful of ash.
okay. And who
Mayor
was?
Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the sheriff or the mayor who's the guy from Spaceballs, the movie? Remember the guy flying the ship? I can't remember his name though.
I can't remember either.
And he says he's not. He's like Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees is a pile of ash. He's been cremated. So that's the mayor that says that. And then the sheriff says, "Are you sure? Were you there?"
Were
Okay.
you there? Did you see him cremated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the sheriff, yeah, he's the guy from Spaceballs. I remember, but that was so long before that. Actually, it wasn't, but he just looked a lot older. It wouldn't have been that long. It probably was like maybe 5, 6, 7 years later. But the guy in Spaceballs driving the ship with John Candy, yeah, that was him who played that. But yeah, so if Jason was cremated, then there's no way that Tommy Jarvis dug him up in Part 6. So I don't know. That just bothers me a little bit there, one way or the other. Maybe the guy didn't know for sure. And then, you know what I mean, he wasn't cremated, okay? Now here's another thing. In Part 6, Tommy's carrying Jason's mask, right, from Part 4.
Yeah.
And he goes to dig him up. I guess he's just going to throw it in there. Well, where the heck did he get that mask? Yeah,
And he had the mask in Part 5 too. Remember he was in the hospital? Yeah.
but he had the blue mask. The
Yeah,
Roy mask.
Both of them.
So, did he make that mask on his own because he made masks, or How did he get the mask from the original from part 4 when Jason, did he just pick it up off the dead body and hide it somewhere? You know, before they came and got him? I mean, this is some weird stuff here. I
Well, like I
just,
said, to make a movie.
you
So,
know, I just want to make sense of it though, and then there's so many creepy, weird things in it. You know about the dog jumping out the window? You don't know,
yeah, that didn't make sense either.
did Jason throw the dog out or did he jump?
I don't know.
You know, just like what's her name peeing. Is it the girl or the rat peeing under the bed? Right? Because they still haven't said what happened there. Who was it, Jenny? Was it Jenny?
Jenny, yeah.
And she's like peeing under the bed, but there's a rat that runs by. So, oh God, what part was that too, right?
Part 2, yeah,
And
Jason
and
looked back and then made
yeah,
like he went out the door, but he really didn't. Yeah.
yeah. But now here's another one. I got a good one here. I just came up with a good conspiracy or a good. This could be the one here. Uh, Remember the dude that's out there and that goes out to the bar with them who never shows up his face again? The guy who jumps out and scares them when they're doing campfire, and and
Stu
that
Charna. Yeah.
Stu, right? What the hell happened to him?
I don't know. I was friends with him on Facebook. He gave me his home address.
Oh man, he's probably hilarious. That guy. He'd have been a
Yeah,
little light.
but he wanted $20 for a picture of that.
Oh
I'm
well,
like, come, you gotta be kidding me.
that's
You know?
that'd be cheap today. That's all the income that dude got. But think about this. Yeah, where did he go first of all? And here's another thing. What if he was the one killing everybody in part 2?
That was Jason.
How do you know? How do you know he didn't have a mask on and then another mask? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? And then what if it was that guy from part 2 on killing and that was never a Jason? You know what I mean?
Because Jason goes through the window to attack Jenny. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, and every time someone says Jason, he turns his head, but that doesn't mean it's Jason. It could be someone else that just knows of Jason. Maybe he's just messed up. But I'm just wondering where that guy went. But it's an odd thing, you know. Uh, and like whatever happened to that guy.
What happened to the guy Paul that played Paul? You know, he disappeared.
Is that another guy? Did he get thrown through the window or something? Or he got hung up, found with arrows in him?
No, he just disappeared.
He's another one, so 2 of them disappeared? Jesus. Because I'm wondering, there's some people back here, copycats. Maybe all this ain't Jason, you know what I mean? One person, something happens, and then they just keep a legend going, right? Kind of like Halloween, no Candyman, no Boogeyman. Because there actually was a Candyman a long time ago. Somebody who was a sick father who got caught poisoning. His own kid ate the candy, though, instead. You know what I mean? But he was poisoning like pixie sticks. And his family took them instead and died. And they called him the Candyman. And then now there's, all these myths. But maybe there's something else going on in Crystal Lake besides just Jason. But yeah, all these people disappearing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Think about it. Maybe Jason had some help. There just might have been a few, like Saul, you know what I mean? There's a few of them in there. Like part 5, Roy, and the guy who went nuts and killed Joey at the beginning, right? What happened to him? He got locked up somewhere, I guess. But what was his name? I'm sure you know his name. The guy who killed Joey in the beginning of part 5, whenever he kept asking me, "You want this candy bar?"
Vic.
Vic. And he said, "You don't set a place for a dead person." That was messed up. Because the girl set plates for Joey and Vic. Right? But yeah, Vic. What about Vic? You know what I mean? What happened when he got?
Churney. Yeah.
What happened when he got back out? You know what I mean? Maybe he went lots and killed some people. So, we got some more Penguin game. When's the next one?
Friday night at Edmonton.
Okay, we played the Flames. Oh yeah, we're on one of them. We usually do a West Coast and a Canadian trip, or a Canadian then a West Coast trip. So it's all evening, late games. So that's all that. And when's the Steeler game?
Yeah, when is the next Steeler game? Is it Monday night? I think it is.
Oh boy, okay. Chris got
I'm
the
not sure,
stats.
though. My schedule was on
And the horror game. We got the horror icons here, and we got the sports, local sports. Ain't got too much in the steel town, you know what I mean? So we do what we can. We do it good, you know. We don't got lots of money, but somehow we got these hockey players that get 500 goals. You know what I'm saying? Thousands of assists, 5 Stanley Cups. You know what I mean? How many Super Bowls we got? 6, 7 now. We ain't got any for a while, and I've been saying they need to get rid of Tomlin for years, but
Hey, you're gonna get rid of Mike Tomlin.
you can't say anything about that because then people will say there's a reason why you're getting rid of him, and I'm not gonna say why. You know what I mean? But that ain't the reason why. The reason why is he ain't doing nothing. You know, we're stuck in the same spot, so we need to same with the Penguins. I've been saying we need to get rid of Sullivan or do something different for a couple of years.
Don't get rid of Sullivan. That's not the answer.
They ain't gonna do that there either. But they gotta do something because we're just stuck doing the same crap. And we didn't make the playoffs last year, and either, right? So we can't do that. We need to do something. Fans ain't got nothing around here. If they want to keep money for the team, they gotta make the playoffs. So, but we're gonna sign off here, and we'll be back.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Have a nice night.
Same bat time and same bat channel. Remember that from the old Batman TV show?